Let us understand how do we find equation of a line from the given graph when 2 points are given to us. I am Anil Kumar. Welcome to my YouTube channel and the website Global Math Institute. In this video, we'll take up solution of how do we find equation of a line from the given graph. Now in this series, I'll take 3 different videos in which we'll discuss different situations where the graph is given to us and we need to figure out the equation of that line. So this is one set where 2 points are given to us. So from the 2 points, you have to find the equation of the line shown in the graph. In the second set of questions, we are given the 2 intercepts, the x and y intercepts. And then you have to find the equation of the line. And third is where we'll consider special cases, vertical line, horizontal line, and the diagonal line. You can actually pause the video, go through this, and write down equation of each and every line, 9 of them, in this particular video. Let's begin with the very first set where we'll try to find equation from 2 given points. First part, of course, is to identify the points. They are actually given for you, purposely written in lighter color, since I want you to identify and write down the coordinates of points and then write down the equation. For example, the very first line which you see, we are given the x-intercept which is at 2, and then we are given a point here which is at -2. You can see it is 3, right? So the coordinate point here is -2, 3, right? You may call one point as A, the other one as B. Once you have these 2 points, you can always find the equation. Well, the concept is first find the slope m, which is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. When you find slope, you can write the equation in the form y equals to mx plus b. Now to find the coordinates, to find the value of b, which is the y-intercept, in such cases, what are you going to do? Select any one of these points, right? So substitute the value of x and y and then find b. So you can use any point. Either you could use A, which in this case is 2, 0, or you could use point B, right? So that is the general procedure of finding equation of a line from the given situation. Perfect. So I hope the idea is absolutely clear. You can now pause the video, answer, and then find equation of all the 3 lines. Well, in case you want to learn from me, you can always send an email on the address given. Most of my students are doing extremely well. Some are getting awards and scholarship.
After attending university. The winner of this year's Certificate of Achievement Schulich Leader Award is Akshi Kandivani.
Great. Our student Akshit gets highest marks and the most prestigious Schulich Leader Award. You can be there. Join our classes and excel. Now, let us look in details of how do we find equation of a line. So as I said in the beginning, we need to identify at least 2 points. In this given situation, the 2 points are x-intercept, I'll call this as point A, and another point here is a good point to see, since it gives me the x value of -2 and the y value of 3. So once I have identified 2 points on the line, they will define a line. So I'm saying I have a point A, which is 2, 0, the x-intercept in this case, and point B, which is -2, 3. Now using these 2 points, I can always find the slope. Slope is given by the formula m equals to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Clear? Now, any one of these points could be considered the first point. You get the idea. So there is no format in this. But if you consider B as the first point, then A will be the second. Right. Now let us use this concept and find the slope first. So slope y2 minus y1. So I've written point here. So B will be my second point. So I'm doing 3 minus 0 over minus 2 minus 2, right? So minus 2 minus 2. So that gives me the slope of 3 minus 0 is 3, and that is minus 4. So there is good thing to write minus in general, not with numerator or denominator specifically. So I prefer to write this as minus 3 over 4. So minus 3 over 4 is the slope is this particular line. Is that clear to you, right? Now once we know the slope, we could write the line equation in the form y equals to mx plus b, where, so let me first write y equals to mx plus b, and then we'll substitute the slope, right? So this is slope-intercept form. Now since we know that the slope is 3 by 4, we could write this as y equals to minus 3 by 4 x plus p, right? That is the slope. Well, it makes sense. Slope is negative. Line is dropping, going downwards. You get the idea. So our calculations are pretty good. Now to find the value of b, I could use any one of these points. I prefer to use a. So I'll use a, which is 2, 0. That really means that x value is 2, y value is 0. So substitute y as 0, right? And in this equation, minus 3 by 4, x I am putting as 2, plus b, right? Now, this can be simplified, as you can see. 2 goes 2 times, and so we have 0 equals to minus 3 by 2 plus b, or we can write 3 by 2 equals to b, right? So b value is 3 by 2. Since we know b now, we can get the equation as y equals to minus 3 by 4 x plus 3 by 2. Is that clear to you? So that is how we get the equation of our line. So in this case, the equation of line is y equals to minus 3 by 4x plus 3 by 2. Is that clear to you, right? So 3 by 2 is actually the y-intercept, which you can see is at 1.5. So it verifies the result, correct? So I hope the steps are absolutely clear, right? Let's take up the second example now, where the graph is given to you. So first step, identify the points of interest. So 2 good points are marked here. So what are the coordinate points? Well, let's call this as the point A, and coordinate points are minus 1 and minus 1. The other point B, I will write this as x value of 1 and y value of 2. Since these 2 points are given to us, we can find the slope. As you know, slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And therefore, we can now write down the slope as m equals to, let's say 2 minus minus 1, right? So I'm taking B as my second point. 2 minus minus 1, difference of y values, and then 1 minus minus 1. So that gives me 2 minus minus 1 is like 2 plus 1, and here we have 1 plus 1, and that gives me 3 by 2. You can see that the line is rising, and therefore slope should have been positive. It is positive. So once we get the slope, we can write the equation as y equals to mx plus b, where m is 3 by 2. So I can write this as y equals to 3 by 2x plus b, right? To find the value of b, I will use the point 1, 2. So I'm using the point 1, 2 to find the value of b. 1, 2 means that 2 is the value of y, 1 is the value of x, right? And then we'll find what b is. So if I substitute y as 2, x as 1, I can have the value of b. So which is 2 minus 3 by 2 equals to b, which is 4 minus 3, common denominator of 2 equals to b, and that becomes half. You can see clearly the y-intercept is indeed half, right? But I'll encourage you to find the value of b and then check with the graph. Did we get the right result? Yes, we did. Perfect. Now we can write down the equation as y equals to slope 3 by 2 x plus the b value, which is half. Is that clear to you? So we have done two of them. The third one, I think you should answer this particular question. So can you first tell me, what are these 2 points? Well, let's call this point as a point A. Coordinates are, so if you see, we are given minus 2 here. So this is kind of a different scale. Each unit like this is minus 1, right? So this point is indeed minus 3. So the x value is minus 3, okay? The y value is 2. So read the coordinate points, right? In this case, point B is what? Well, the point B is x value of minus 2 and the y value of 1 minus 1, correct? So you have these 2 points. Using these points, I'd like you to write down the equation of this line. Well, the formula for slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So exactly follow the procedure which we did. So first find slope, okay? So slope will be 2 minus minus 1, change in y values, and minus 3, change in x values. Minus 3 minus, no bracket is required here, minus 3 minus of minus 2. It is important to put the bracket there, which is 2 plus 1 over minus 3 plus 2, correct? So that gives you 3 over minus 1 or minus 3. Make sense? Line is going downwards, so you should have expected negative slope, which is the case in this, right? Perfect. So we can now write down the equation as y equals to mx plus b, where m is minus 3. So it becomes y equals to minus 3x plus b. So are these steps clear to you? Perfect. Last thing to find is the value of b. Use any one point, right? Just use minus 3 and 2. Okay. So I'm going to use minus 3 and 2. So I have the equation y equals to minus 3x plus b, and the point of interest is a, which is minus 3, 2. So y value being 2 and x value being minus 3. So I'll multiply minus 3 with minus 3 plus b. So that gives me 2 equals to minus and minus becomes plus 9 plus b. Bringing 9 to the left side, I get 2 minus 9 equals to b, or minus 7 equals to b. And therefore, what is the equation? Well, the equation is y equals to minus 3x minus 7. Is that okay? So that seems to be the equation in this particular case. Now, if you check the diagram, it doesn't seem to be minus 7 from the diagram, right? Well, here is the y-axis. Do you see that? Let me highlight it. So in the diagram, it is not very clear, but if you extend this, it will meet at minus 7. You get the idea, right? So many times we give you a diagram where you cannot check the y-intercept, as in this particular case. But you should be sure about your process, right? So I hope the process is absolutely clear. So with that, we come to an end of first part of this particular video, where we discuss how do we find the equation of line when 2 points are given to us. I'll encourage you to look into the other 2 videos for different conditions so that we can always get the equation of line from the given graph. Perfect. If you like and subscribe to my videos, that'll be great. Feel free to write your comments, share your views. And in case you want to learn from me, you can always write an email directly to learn from me. Thanks for your time and all the best.